Hello, this is Bill Clodsey. Welcome to a Guilds of Ravnica draft with two real options in this pack. Beacon Bolt, because it's recurable removal, especially in the late game, it hits just about anything. And District Guide, which is another solid 2-for-1. Technically, I guess, Beacon Bolt is a 1-for-1 twice, but usually at that point you're just discarding the worst card in your hand. Right, so by a color preference it would be Beacon Bolt here, but yeah, I guess I'll go with Beacon Bolt over District Guide here. Let's see, we're passing to Daonon, Dark, Lu, Eiler, Wheaton, Ekim, and Abierto. Sure, Beacon Bolt. Beam Splitter Mage is not the kind of payoff I really want for Izzet because I'm not trying to be super aggressive. Not all the time anyway, but it is solid in the more aggressive version. Chemister's Insight is a solid one. It's a little expensive, but if you are the controlling kind of deck, it's very good. And even in the aggressive deck, you just get to refill your hand, and in the super late game you can even do it again. So I really do like this one. And as a follow-up to the first pick, it makes a lot of sense here. Alright, not as much good stuff in this pack. Fire Urchin, not a card I'm super excited about. Swarm Guildmage is too far off color. Burglar Rat, if you know me, you know I'll probably take this card. I do think it's the best common, or I rate it as the best common. Maybe that's unpopular, but this card is just incredible. If you don't like Golgari, you're not going to love Burglar Rat, but it's even good in Grixis or Dimir. Certainly, it's one of the type of cards that lets you choose the draw and not get punished if you have several Burglar Rats, and then you just get out of control with card advantage. That's more like it. League Guildmage. You don't always get the time to start drawing cards or copying things with this, but it's already a 2-mana 2/2, so that's good enough on its own. Direct Current would be fine. I'm not always excited to have multiples of this. Maybe one is fine. Izzet Guildgate is exciting, but I think if we're getting past this somewhat late Guildmage and all of the other Izzet stuff in this pack, we should really recognize that. Not a strong pack for black, so Burglar Rat will just chill out there, but yeah, Guildmage it is here. Copying something like Beacon Bolt would be ridiculous. 7 mana, it's not out of the question. Alright. Piston Fist Cyclops, a very easy to cast blocker in Izzet, trades up, also just blocks little guys. And Dimir Guildgate. Hopefully, if Grixis is open, some kind of control deck, we can get these gates later. At this point, I'm just going to go with the Cyclops. It's good in aggressive and defensive builds of Izzet, and it's just so easy to cast if you're playing those two colors. Next up, a lot of Selesnya here. Locksmith, while it can be fine against some decks, especially blue decks, it's not something I really want. I'm not going to go off color too far for the Selesnya Guildgate, but Sonic Assault is fine. I suppose you're not sad to have this maybe one copy in a more defensive deck, because it does tap a creature and that buys you some time. But in general builds of Izzet, it's going to be a solid card. In ultra aggressive builds, you just play multiple copies of this and you're really happy with it. Molder Hulk, Fresh Faced Recruit, Izzet Locket. This might be the best Locket just because there's a rare called Niv Mizzet Perun, and getting that down one turn early just is 'So I guess I'll take that, and you can kind of dirtle around, do hypothesizals and stuff. It helps you cast those, draw extra cards with Locket, even if you don't get that bomb rare. Ooh, good sign here. This is a late Luminous Bonds, and Jeskai is not a color combination I'm too afraid of, but the fact that Izzet Guildgate is here means I should be taking that over the removal. And it's not, you shouldn't be worried about what you pass too often, but if you are passing a lot of white, it is going to put the people you're passing to into white, and hopefully they'll hook you up with the good Izzet cards in the next pack. A second Locket, I would only really play 2 if I had Niv Mizzet, but we can hope. Stranger things have happened. This does make it easier to splash white, getting a late Boros Guildgate, or splash a couple colors. Get those gate synergies. Street Riot, one of my favorite unplayable cards. I always try to make it work in Naya with a bunch of token makers. Or if you have the blue token maker, that might get good. Unfortunately, well, maybe I'll just take it here, just in case I can try to show off something. But really, it's just nothing in that pack I wanted. Cosmotronic Wave. Sure, that's pretty late. This is awesome if you get a couple Cyclops into play or whatever. Sometimes you just kill some creatures and that's already good enough. Maximize velocity. It looks like we are trying to be more and more aggressive with these later picks. We'll have to see what happens with our next pack. Well, here is a pack. Earlier in the format, I would have taken Lava Coil, no question, and I'm tempted to do that here because Expansion Explosion is only really good in a much slower deck where you can get 6-8 mana in play. This kind of card is not going to wheel though. I am torn. Lava Coil is one of the most efficient removal spells. You're spending 2 mana to deal with like 5 mana creatures and exile them, which is relevant. Expansion Explosion is kind of a win condition. Lava Coil is definitely not going to wheel. We might be on the more aggressive side. I'm going to take the safer pick here, which is Lava Coil. Yeah. This will be better in an aggressive deck, and it's going to be a strong card for us no matter what we take here. But ooh, that hurts. Goblin Electromancer. I'm definitely going to grab that here. Burglar Rat is not something you're trying to splash. It's going to be one of your main colors if you're trying to do that thing. Electromancer is just great. Being able to cast your 4 mana spells for 3, I mean, that's quite the discount. You get some pretty powerful spells a turn early. It goes well with Expansion Explosion, but to be fair, it also goes well with Lava Coil. So you can do this, 2 things on turn 3. Another Boros Guildgate, a City Watch Sphinx, and another Maximize Velocity. Those are sort of the standouts to me. I'll take the Sphinx. It's expensive. I'm not always excited to have this, but 6 mana, 5 power flyers, not a bad card. Ooh, Hypothesizal. I don't like this rare. It's playable, but like medium to bad filler. There's not many cards you're getting a discount on or a speed up that really matters, but it's a body, it's a 3/4 for 5. A little underrate. You kind of think 3/5 for 5 is about where they put creatures. Anyway, Hypothesizal is a nice one. That's the kind of card that works really well with this Electromancer. Devious Cover-Up. This is the kind of card that works with that rare Expansion or Explosion that we opened up. Getting to shuffle that back in your deck And then you make some more land drops, and then it becomes even more powerful. Yeah, no super aggressive card here. Maybe Pass Wall Adept would be the best, but I really do like this counterspell. Yeah, probably just Capture Sphere here. It doesn't trigger Piston Fist Cyclops. You can't copy it with Guild Mage or get a discount. So it's not at its best in Is It, but it's still very good. It pretty much deals with anything. This guy, without the other half, or an easy way to play the other half, it's not as good. I'll just take the safer pick here. Alright, Leapfrog in a weak pack. Alright, Goblin Electromancer and Is It Guildgate, both coming late. I'll take another Electromancer. House Guildmage, equally if not more late. I'll grab that over the Mesmerist, another Is It Locket, another Street Riot. I'm not sure if that's going to make it though. Wall of Mist versus Silent Dart. I don't really want either of these. Silent Dart's kind of a bad version of Capture Sphere, and I already don't love any removal that's not a spell in the Is It deck. And Wall of Mist is fine. Vapors kills our Leapfrog. Sundew blocks most things. Just get rid of that. Not too much left here. Unfortunately, Expansion Explosion did not wheel. Didn't really expect it to, but it has a higher chance of wheeling than Lava Coil. That's for sure. This is not just good in any red deck, but splashable. It's that good. Locket. Come on, pack 3. We need Niv Mizzet, or, well, we should be able to piece together a decent deck here, no matter what we open. So what do we get? A couple rares. Amara, Foil, Sacred Foundry, that's kind of exciting. Guild Summit. I don't think this is the Guild Summit deck. The Justice Strike looks somewhat appealing, but our White Splash does not look strong. The card I'm looking at here is Wajik Bodyguard. It should be easy enough to play a 2-drop and then support our attack. And it looks like this deck is getting more and more aggressive rather than controlling. Even with a card like Devious Cover-Up, I think most of our cards are trying to be somewhat aggressive. So let's grab this Bodyguard. One of the best, if not the best, red common. It's good in Is It, definitely good in Boros. Well, here's an exciting card. Chamber Sentry. Very easy to cast. As a 1/1, anyway. And even as a 2/2, it's pretty strong. Even worth splashing a gate for to make it, 3/3 some of the time. Even if you can't get it back from the graveyard, it's generally a solid card. Now that said, it does have modes. If you're the 5-color deck, it's way better than if you're the 2-color deck. So, given that we're the 2-color deck, is there anything else in this pack that's better? Is it Guildgate? Maybe that can wheel. Watcher in the Mist. I think Chamber Sentry is going to be better. We can even Mentor onto it. Yeah, I'll take the Sentry. Ooh, Erratic Cyclops. That's a gift. Another Luminous Bonds and a Boros Challenger, but this is not a Boros Challenger deck. It is an Erratic Cyclops deck. So that's a gift. Invert to Invent. Ha! One of the better things you can do with Erratic Cyclops. That might be worth doing. I mean, it's a 1-mana 8 damage burn spell if you just use Invert, because it'll become a 1/8, or an 8/1 trample rather. But if you do the Invent side of it, you get 2 cards and you do 6 more damage with the Cyclops. Very good card. Electromancer, I doubt it will wheel. We already have some good stuff to do early. Maybe we can wheel something like Ornery Goblin or another gate, but I'm going to take Invert. Leapfrog and Radical Idea. It's nice to get at least one of these. Another card that the discount on Electromancer comes in handy. That's a 50% discount. What else? Demure Guildgate. The only real reason we would take that is for another pretty easy source on Chamber Sentry. That's where you want Shocklands more than gates for your extra splashes like that. Here I think it's another body card. Our creature count is a little low, and we have a lot of support for creatures, but not a lot of creatures. So I think we grab this body card over, you know, some pretty powerful stuff, Watcher in the Mist, and even Explained Disappearance, or Unexplained. The second Devious Cover-Up, or like a second Cosmotronic Wave. You know, we have so much to do early, I'm just going to grab another Devious Cover-Up. You play your threats, and then on 4 mana we can defend them, and then kind of go infinite, you know. That's our late game strategy. The second Devious Cover-Up, this card is really good in pairs. The third one is a lot worse than the second one, and the second one might even be better than the first one, because you can chain them, cycle them. Passwall Adept. We don't have nearly enough Surveil. If we're a more defensive deck, this is going to be good no matter what, because it's an easy blocker. You choose to be on the draw, and then you have something to, you know, trade with the 2/2. But if we're aggressive, we don't really want it. Passwall Adept. Yeah, I'll grab that. Guild Summit. Not the deck for it. The second Cosmotronic Wave is getting pretty good though. That makes Erratic Cyclops attack for 4. It lets Piston Fist Cyclops attack for 4. And it just lets us attack with whatever. Guild Mage, definitely want this gate. Might not play Boros Guildgate. Don't really want any of that. Maybe Barrier of Bones slows us down a bit. Ooh, here I'll grab the Locksmith. More of a sideboard option, and our main deck's getting pretty full, so... never happened. I do like the card. It's good against us, exiling something like Beacon Bolt or a, you know, powerful creature, but we don't need it. All right, let's build this thing. Don't really want Torch Courier. Halberdier is on the weaker side. And then this is our 24. City Watch Sphinx is good enough here. We've got pretty aggressive elements, but also pretty late game elements as well. There's so many considerations for how many lands we're going to play. 17 is what I'd like to play, but we'll see if there's any compelling reasons to mix it up a bit. I don't think we're going to do any black. Chamber Sentry, we'll just have to let that be a 2/2 to curve out into Bodyguard with. Leapfrog is nice. This is only 11 creatures. Maybe it's too many Cosmotronic Waves. I'll just have one as our trump card there. And this is a sorcery. It's something we can get with Invert, Invent. Maybe we do want one more copy. We have another sorcery here. So 3 sorceries is plenty for Invert to Invent, especially since you can shuffle them back in. Capture Sphere. Yeah, let's keep that in, although it's not a spell. Velocity is good, Assault is good. We have plenty of extra cards to pitch to Jumpstart, or rather plenty of Jumpstart to pitch our extra cards. These 5 jumpstart spells, so 17, even with our more or less low curve, the lands are going to be good. Cool. Yeah, kind of a somewhat aggressive, somewhat controlling, we'll call it mid-range Izzet deck. 16-14. With a slight lean towards blue for the counter magic and radical ideas. So what, we can just cut one of those and one of those. I don't really want to play an Izzet Locket here. You could, just a style thing, but there's not much we're ramping into, and our control is going to be with cover-ups and whatnot, so we'll just hit our land drops until we want to cycle our stuff away. And that should give us plenty to do. Here we are. Some kind of flavor of Izzet in the competitive draft league. Let's try it out. Round 1. Lou takes the play, and we have a not very exciting hand, but a keepable hand on the draw. Our first play might be Leapfrog. Yeah, it's not a great hand, but I'm not too particular about my hands in Limited. Ooh, fancy. Opponent does mulligan, which makes it less likely that they'll have an incredible draw against us. And they don't like their top card. Dimir also means we're unlikely to get run over. More of a Sultai deck, or who knows, maybe 5 colors. Alright, it's getting a little dire, the need for a land. Hired Poisoner's pretty good against us. Need a Beacon Bolt to deal with it. That is a good answer to it. Wary a copy. Yeah, I imagine this is more of a Sultai deck. In a more controlling deck, you're not going to splash a copy, I don't think. So a more Golgari deck. These are the kind of cards you want to trade off early. Ooh, that's not good. I guess we'll discard Chemister's Insight, or maybe Sonic Assault. Yeah, we're not going to get on the offensive too soon, and most of our plays are just going to be creatures to trade off. And we'll go into control mode this game, assuming we can, assuming we're not just dead here. Never drawing a 3rd land. That's a lot of green. Another Okapi. This is just vanilla versus bad. Let's start with Leapfrog. Maybe it's a bit easier to kill with something like Deadweight, but it's also a better card to trade with Okapi. On this field, it doesn't really matter. I'll trade. I'm trading with something if I can, no matter what. So I'll probably do the same with the Cyclops. There we go. 1 Okapi down. And no second play. It's a little surprising. Well, they've only got 2 cards left in their hand, so I guess it's not that surprising. Maybe we'll stabilize here. We have, we can beat their board if they don't add to it. Or at least survive. Chamber Sentry, we might take an extra damage off the Poisoner. I want to trade the Piston Fist with the Okapi, because the Chamber Sentry can kill the Poisoner and survive. So take less damage here. They might have some undergrowth in their hand that they didn't want to play earlier. They were in our draft. Maybe they got the first district guide that we passed. I forget exactly how far away from us they were. It shouldn't make it too far. They do find swamp and they play it, so it does look like a Golgari deck splashing for some kind of blue bomb. And there are some good ones. District guide. It would be nice to do 2 things in a turn if we ever get the chance. We do need to trade with or block the district guide, so let's do Cyclops. It does mean we're taking at least 2 more damage off the poisoner. Well, maybe it doesn't mean that. If we get too low here, I might play a Chamber Sentry on 1 and use that as a blocker. See how much mana we have up. There's the second blue. Yeah, just take this. The Cyclops doesn't even trade with it right now, so that's out of the question. Okay, I'll get a bit greedy this turn. I'm going to play out Chamber Sentry for 2, and then do nothing else immediately, and take another hit off the hired poisoner. If things get really messed up, we can invert our Cyclops or something. It's too bad this is summoning sick. Can't just do it right now. That might be a little too good. It'd be funny if it kept the poisoner back. Yeah, I'll take another hit off the poisoner here. We could be dead if they have +9/+9, but I'm not going to play around that. We could also have the counter spell for it. Alright, I'm going to play out a land first in case they have a response. Then I'm going to use this on our turn, so a pump spell at least doesn't do that damage to us. And then pass it. Yeah, we might be stabilized here. They kind of had an aggressive start and then just nothing much afterwards. Not looking forward to when they top deck their first bomb until we get our counter magic shields up, and then we'll start to snowball out of control, being able to handle any new threat. It already is going to take a lot for them to get past a Cyclops. 6/4 worms don't do it. Notion Rain, that's a good card to throw into a Golgari deck if you have the fixing. We haven't been pressuring their life total at all, so here, I don't know what I'll do, but between the Insight and the Hypothesisal, let's see, that's a 5/5 Lurcher. I guess that is going to be hard to take down. It doesn't kill the Cyclops though, and I could use Hypothesisal to help kill it. That would be a 9 damage turn on the thing, so I'm just going to draw a couple with the Insight. There we go. I still want to play out lands here. I'll just play out my big flyer. We're kind of safe on board. Shields are down a little bit with the cover up, but this gives us a threat. So now we have good defense, a good threat, and then we can hold up counter magic. Otherwise, we'll never get to play this Sphinx, and sort of the later the game is, the better counter magic is, if you haven't lost. If they don't resolve Izoni or something. We could beat Izoni, I think. Wouldn't be easy, but Golgari Raiders, that's not too big of a deal. We could also use the invert without switching the Cyclops power and toughness. Oh, that's another lurcher. Same size. We might have to trade our Sphinx with one of them if they come in. You know, if they don't get to attack here, well, I've been wrong before. Now, what could this be? -3, -3. Kind of kills our Cyclops. Yeah, there's all kinds of things this could be. Yeah, I'll just do this kind of the safest way. I think it's going to be the -3, -3 spell. The instant. The attack doesn't really make sense to me otherwise. And this block protects against that in a lot of ways. Okay, maybe they just have nothing. I don't know then. Kill their worst creature, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Might be outwitting ourselves here, but we're in such a good position that it's most likely fine either way. Play that land because we can use 8 mana pretty easily. And then what? I kind of want to use invert to invent here, but it might be too early for that. Let's just play the bodyguard and pass. And the hope here is to block one on each, trade a Sphinx with a lurcher, block a lurcher, and trade the bodyguard with the raiders. And then we can counter anything or respond to a trick with Hypothesizal. If they attacked last turn, I wouldn't be surprised if they attacked here. Yeah, but now we've got our counter stuff back up. There. Do you like these trades? Because I like them. I even get to surveil. Do we need any of this? I don't like the mountain, but I do like the Electromancer. Now, do they have the -X/-X? We're still in damage, so I don't know. It looks like this player just has all their stops set. Anyway, let's Hypothesizal here. That at least kills the lurcher and draws us some cards. Well, it could kill the trooper. Yeah, it definitely will. Radical Idea is not one we need to keep around. Beacon Bolt for 4 other spells. Almost good enough. Let's play the Electromancer and pass it here. And if we counter something, we'll have to be a little careful to leave the number of cards in our graveyard that we want. This should help out a bit. What do we want? It's not always great to get your counter magic because they can see it, but drawing it later is a nice thing. Don't really want Cosmotronic Wave. Yeah, I guess the only instant we can get is Cover Up. So I'll get Cover Up, and I'll get Lava Coil. And then Beacon Bolt can kill this Lurcher. That's pretty ridiculous. We did it. We stabilized. Then what? 7, attack for 7 with the velocity. Actually, I'm going to use Insight here, discarding the velocity. And that gets 4 damage in. That's a bit better. And we hold up the Cover Up. We can only really hold 1 up anyway. Ah, that makes it even easier. Attack for 9 this turn. And then we can literally beat anything. I mean, yeah, we can beat a Zoni. We can't beat a Zoni backed up with like a Disdainful Stroke, but look, there's limits to what's beatable. Maybe even that. Shoot. That'd be pretty tough to beat. But maybe. Okay. Just pass here. We're going to deck ourselves. I don't know. Every bit of damage helps. 4, they don't want to play a creature because then Sonic Assault is lethal. I don't really want to show them Cosmotronic Wave, but I do want to win this turn. So I will. Okay. That was game 1. A little stumbling on mana, and then kind of them stumbling on finding an early enough board state to kill us. The second Cosmotronic Wave doesn't look great. I mean, it kills a Death Toucher, but it still does not look great. The Wall of Mist is going to get outclassed at some point. And, you know, we're aggressive enough that I don't need it. So the configuration here looks good, and none of our sideboard cards are really awesome enough. Game 2, I'll keep this hand. This hand, we can actually play everything in our hand. Nearly. They'll just skip through their whole turn. Nope. They have every stop but their first main set. Poisoner, we have a good answer to that, assuming they don't just deadweight the Sentry. Of course, that does feed their Undergrowth. I don't know, they must be tricking themselves here. Did they think we would have a haste creature? I mean, it's possible. Could play Maximize Velocity and a... No, that may have been a misclick. If they don't have the answer to the Sentry, then they're not going to be super happy about this. They didn't miss it this time. Prey Upon. Wow. Well, either way, it's a 2-for-1. Never getting it back. Oh, that's not true. I can get it back 2 different ways. I can get it back as many times as I want, in fact. But last game, we just never got to the point where we had to counter anything. We put up our own threats. Discovery. Sure. I'll let you resolve that. Not that I have a choice. Yeah, a couple cards that we really considered in the draft. It's refreshing playing against people you drafted against, and it's pretty common because you're drafting around the same time and then you submit your decks around the same time. But someone who drafted their deck yesterday could pop into the queue and play you as well. How did they surveil? They put Overgrown Tomb in the graveyard and they topped one and drew it. Yeah, well, we don't have much to do here until Hypothesizzle gets going. It'd be awfully tempting to Sonic Assault even a card that that they play and can't attack with, just to feed our Beacon Bolt. Notion Rain. Yeah, it's all good. 2 lands to the graveyard. So their hand is about to get stacked. Unfortunately, they only have 1 creature in the graveyard, so their lurchers are going to have to wait to get any significant value. Okay. A bit sad to leave our Hypothesizzle hanging, but this is a nice one to get into play. Also, we're randomly representing the Surveil counterspell. They don't know we just drew this. It's likely we just drew it, but maybe we're just a careful player. And it is pretty nice that they didn't see specific counter magic in game 1. They need the second black for, I don't know. Or it's just a bunch of Rhizome Lurchers. We get the first card out of Guild Mage, that's great. No need to attack here, especially since they might have a 3/2 blocker or something. I'll just draw cards with it. Unexplained Disappearance. On my end step, so they are doing this at the right phase. Yeah, just use this chance to draw a card. We didn't have counter magic, now we do. This is a spot where you wouldn't want to see never happened. The discard out of Dimir is so backbreaking. There's the second black source. They still put a land to the graveyard, so no easy creature there. And we want lots of lands. So I'm going to play Guild Mage, and then I feel really good about this game. Having all these instant speed options, answers to anything. We can even exile a good creature they play, so it doesn't feed their undergrowth. Cover-up's absurd, and we'll get our Chamber Sentry back in our deck. It's all good. I don't really care about that guy. So, you know, you gotta go quick with these things. If we consider it for too long, discard Sonic Assault. Well, it'll be much more likely that you have counter magic. So if you don't have counter magic, maybe you could consider it a bit longer. We want to get back Chamber Sentry, and that's it. Whoa. Oh, geez. It keeps popping my graveyard out, and for some reason I had Devious Cover-Up in my head. Good thing that doesn't happen live. You know, you go to flashback a card and your graveyard flips to the other side of the table. It's like, oh, that's annoying. All right. I think 8 mana is the right number for us. And we'll still just play on their turn here. Draw a card with Guild Mage. Oh, they have counter magics? Oh, isn't that a shame? Disdainful Stroke's a good card for them here. Yeah, and since we can get that back, I'm not going to I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want to fight over it there. What's an 08 do on this field? Absolutely nothing. Notion Rain. Yeah, maybe we counter that and put back our creatures. Partly because I don't want them to draw into counter magic for our next cover-up. I just hope they don't have the second stroke in their hand already. Yeah, it's 2 Rhizome Lurchers, that's what I hope. So we will use the ability, and now we can draw our bear again. Rhizome Lurcher number 1 is a 4/4. Beacon Bolt's just about there. Ah, that's a good card to trade with it too. And I will trade with it without a second thought. And we can counter the next one. So if they did have 2 Rhizome Lurchers in hand, the next one can be a 5/5. Making some good trades here. It's the second one? It is the second one. I'm going to counter this and get back Devious, Cover-Up, and Hypothesizal. I don't have a great answer to it now. It does make our Beacon Bolt weaker, but it was already too weak. And the chain begins. Okay, Sonic Assault number 2. Invert, Invent. That's not one we can easily copy. Would that be 13 mana? We also can't draw a card and use it. This might be a good chance to attack. Yeah, I'm going to attack here. I want to use this to find a piece of counter magic. What is this? Our shields definitely feel down right now. Okay, instant. And the sorcery Lava Coil looks good. We've already exiled one of their creatures, and that's just so annoying for the poor Golgari player. And we're untapping with counter magic up. So that is very good. Now we can use the Guild Mage, so I won't attack with it. Eventually we can copy Lava Coil, copy Beacon Bolt. But for now, it just draws a card every turn. It's risky not playing with as much removal. You know, they had the early Prey Upon, but that wasn't great. I mean, if this isn't too good, I'll just let it resolve. Maybe it is Azoni. Azoni does not resolve unless they have the next Disdainful Stroke. But even Azoni's not great here. What do they get? 3 bugs and then we kill Azoni? Pitiless Gorgon's fine. Just Beacon Bolt it. Maybe Lava Coil it. Oh, definitely Lava Coiling the Centipede. There we go. I guess it doesn't really matter. Either way, they both die here. There's our Chamber Sentry back. Okay. Very red heavy turn. This is a really nice part about the Electromancer. In your controlling Is It deck, they're never going to have a threat in play, and you can counter their stuff for cheaper because of the Electromancer. And then, meanwhile, it can just attack for 2 every turn. Just like Richard Garfield intended. Okay. If we were too impatient, we could start... Oh, I forgot to copy my lava coil. Oh well. I guess drawing a card is fine too. Keep doing that. Maybe we can get impatient here. What we could do is attack them for 6 twice in a row. We'll see what happens. Whisper Agent, they do have it. They do exist. Yeah, see, we saved our guild mage from, well, I guess we're just fine no matter what. We don't even need to sizzle here. In fact, if we do sizzle, oh, the Electromancer makes everything so easy. Yeah, we can just sizzle and counter something, so it's not an issue. Maybe they can get 3 damage in. I don't need to block. Find Broker. No. We can even copy Devious Cover-Up if they counter Devious Cover-Up. That's the only card I want back. Oh shoot, I should have... Oh, can we copy it? No, we can't quite copy it, sorry. Need more mana. No, we could copy it. Yeah, okay. Well, that's really good. Didn't they know we had the cover-up? I don't know. It's kind of a funny game. Discard, maximize velocity. Okay, that's a lot of value, so I'll see you in the next match. Round 2 versus Salvato. There's at least one well-known Magic player with that name. I will keep this. We're on the draw. We've got our turn 2 rare. So that's good. They're mulliganing on the play, so that's, well, good for one of us. Yeah, it's still going to be Sentry here. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than this in our deck. I'm trying to think of a way, but yeah, unless our opponent gave us one of their cards somehow. But sometimes that's possible in a format. I'm not sure that it's possible in this one. It is Boros. Shieldmate. Alright, well, I don't mind just playing this out to trade with the Shieldmate. It doesn't get too much better than that. Pass Wall Adept would have been fine too, but this looks like a really aggressive deck. Okay, confirmed. Those trade. The Leapfrog does not look very good. Well, it is more mana efficient than the Adept, but if we look a turn ahead, we might just want to do Chemister's Insight next turn anyway. And they missed a land drop, so I mean they're not doing so hot themselves, and if we get 3 damage in, that's not amazing. If that was their best play, though, maybe Leapfrog can just attack this turn. I'll play Leapfrog. It's tough. Like, we'll take a damage here if they attack. They find a 3rd land, so maybe we do need a better blocker. That was a close one. Okay, Leapfrog can just trade with the Halberdiers, so I don't feel bad about this. And then I really want to be drawing some cards, so Sorry, Leapfrog. You're doing great. We'll get you back. Maybe. No promises. I don't promise to shuffle back in Leapfrog with cover up. Maybe with the second cover up. Okay, here they come. Leapfrog doing its thing. Biting off more than it can chew. And then if this is way too good, I'll cover it up. Yeah, we'd better cover that up. And then I'll get the Chamber Sentry back in the deck, but not Leapfrog, because I don't really want to draw that against their 1/1. And I do want to put an instant in the graveyard to help out with Beacon Bolt. This is all working. Pass Wall, Adept, land, go. And they've only got 2 cards left, and yeah. Legionnaire. If we really wanted to kill the Legionnaire, we could invert nothing and then Beacon Bolt it this turn. That might be a little too cute. We can always do that on our turn. All right. It's going to be Insight into Electromancer. And then, ooh, this board looks pretty good. I could have attacked with the Adept there, but it's no, we're not going to win that way. Ooh, Experimental Frenzy. That is pretty scary. See what happens. Just kill this thing, and I think play a big old Cyclops, and that should be plenty here. They might even block just to get a 1/1 lifelinker in play. So I could have held back the Adept. I just feel like I'm on a clock here with this Frenzy. It's the last card I wanted to see right now. I countered. What did I counter? I countered a 2/2 instead of Experimental Frenzy. Fantastic. They just want to gain the life. That's fine. I would like to do a lot of damage. So this will pump for 6. And we can find all sorts of good stuff. Let's try maybe we just get the most aggressive stuff possible. Like, let's try Sonic Assault and Lava Coil. We could even Lava Coil the 1/1. It's not necessary. 8, 9, they get back in 1. Well, we could just Sonic Assault the Soldier. Ugh! Start big radical idea, Ing. And then we could radical idea again, discarding Island here. That's pretty good. They can gain 1. Yeah, if they pump their soldier and attack, maybe that'll be enough for them to survive, but I doubt it. Justice Strike. Yeah, this should be pretty good. They know we have Sonic Assault, I think. And a Sonic Assault is really lethal here, unless they have another Justice Strike. Even then, I don't think they get it. And they only have the card on top. And if we get 4 damage in, Sonic Assault is lethal from the graveyard. 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just Lava Coil this thing and then hold up Sonic Assault. So this is a lethal attack. And we have Sonic Assault. If that's not good enough, then destroy the Frenzy. Yeah, okay. And then, I don't know, Righteous Blow for 2. Cool. Do we want another Cosmotronic Wave in this matchup? We have a bunch of 1/1s. They probably have Healer's Hawk and those kind of things. Do we have an answer to the Experimental Frenzy? Not a good one. They have a lot of defenders or something. Alright, do I want the second Cosmotronic Wave? And I don't think I do. Maybe over Sonic Assault. Sonic Assault's pretty good too, though. Alright, I'm going to keep it like this. Let's submit. Game 2, we're on the draw again, and our hand is a nice one to start with. Probably run out Chamber Sentry first and then Bodyguard, and if that combo works, then we're way ahead of the game. They're keeping their initial hand. Plains Hunted Witness. And these 1-drops, maybe they're not the best, but they get a lot better when you have the Experimental Frenzy, so you can just cycle through your deck. What's it gonna be? Alright, just curving out here. I hope that Experimental Frenzy is very low down in their deck. We beat it somehow, but doesn't mean we're guaranteed to do that again. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure we did this right. Blue, red, 2, done. Okay, because if that comes out as a 1/1, paying 2 mana for it, that's really bad. I'll block here. Keep our Chamber Sentry alive. They might have the trick to pump it, but hey. They wouldn't even have to use it if they had the Shield Mate. Could have been some kind of semi-bluff. I like this. Piston Fist Cyclops, and now they have to pay to get damage in. They pay in one way or another. Maybe another trick. Don't play it. Don't play the Frenzy. Another creature. Not too bad. Alright. Have we stabilized? Is this what stable feels like? It's time for Leapfrog. Bodyguard could get stranded and unable to block at all. The Scout, if they pay for it, you know, they figure at least it'll trade with the Leapfrog, even if we have a 1 mana thing, which we don't. Lava Coil. Ooh. Do I want to use that? What would I use it on? Maybe the Scout? A tough game here. Oh, what do I want to do? I think I play the Bodyguard and Lava Coil the Scout. In that order. No, in this order. Lava Coil the Scout. Now our Leapfrog is flying. And it's so unlikely they can kill 2 of our creatures to get in a full block. They may have Cosmotronic Wave or something, but you know, that just can't be dealt with anyway. Ah, gotta leave it all back, unfortunately. You know, we're not winning the damage race, and if we attack with Leapfrog, then they could just get in with everything. That's pretty good. The locksmith means we definitely can't attack with the Cyclops for a while. The all creature half of our deck here. Alright, go ahead. We can't even pump anything with our bodyguard. Locksmith, maybe they sided that in. It's not a terrible goblin piker, but it's good against this one card in our deck and the 0/8. Oh no. What does this attack mean? I think it means Leapfrog is going to die. That's a pretty good trade for them, but now we can block with the Cyclops. So it's not too bad. Oh, that's good. That's really good, I think. I mean, let's just cast it and see what we get. Our best sorcery's gone. The Cosmotronic Wave is decent. Beacon Bolt is decent. Maybe it's just Beacon Bolt and Hypothesizzle or something. Yeah, that looks good. We can even do the Beacon Bolt this turn. And let's use that to kill the Instructor. Because I don't want them getting a haste 3/3, attacker. Just yet. Not just yet. Could also pump our Electromancer if we attacked, but they would trade with it, I imagine. And, our deck just gets so much more efficient when we have it. Oh, they'll kill it anyway, no problem. They don't have good attacks here. Oh, I guess that's a good attack, isn't it? Yeah, I can't really take... I can't just let them 2-for-1 us there, but I can Hypothesizzle here to stop that from happening again. Yeah, and we're on the back foot. Just whoever draws something reasonable to do first. Locksmith is reasonable. Yikes. Well, another Beacon Bolt's good too. Just one step ahead of the curve here. I can't even maximize velocity of the bodyguard to pump the Cyclops. That'd be funny. That'd be worth doing. Blocking 3 power creatures is pretty good. What is this? Is this a +2/+2 pump? Yeah, they don't want to attack with 2 creatures because then I can trade off my bodyguard. But yeah, I'll go for this. Or no, it's another, yeah, it's another, it's the direct current. I should have known. Just discard a planes. I should have checked. That was so long ago though. Heh, Sonic Assault. Yeah. Yeah, I might even want to use that here. Just to stop the shield mate from attacking. I don't think there's a reason to save it. Come on, deck. Drawing 2 lands off the Hypothesizzle was bad enough, but this is getting ridiculous. Just any points of life we can save helping us out here. No more lands. Maybe I should have saved that land. 5. Cosmotronic Wave. That would be a draw. Oh, come on, Cosmotronic Wave one time. Oh, we didn't get there. I'm going to concede and then we're going to rabbit here. Let's see what we draw. No. That was a little too late as well. Oh, definitely bringing in all the Cosmotronic Waves for this matchup. Maybe a Halberdier is good too. Whereas the Maximize Velocity is not very good. It's a good card to discard to something, but I don't think it's good enough in this matchup in general. Halberdier might be better than Leapfrog. Leapfrog's still pretty good here. And they're putting us on the draw almost certainly. Still, I don't want to go down to 16 lands. Let's take out Sonic Assault. Cosmotronic Wave is just better. Yeah, I didn't realize how many things it killed. Do I want to play first? No, I still don't think I do. It's much more important that we get that we draw the cards we need. And they're down to 6. Okay, I really like that. Even against the aggressive deck, unless they have like the God draw, I would rather be on the play if either player's or on the draw if either player's mulliganing. And we have early interaction here. Here's Locksmith. Huh. Is it worth trading with the Locksmith now? Maybe they'll use a trick. Yeah, I'll offer the creature trade. If we Lava Coiled there, it powers up Beacon Bolt a little bit. Direct Current. Okay, well, we couldn't have really stopped that. Coil that. Now all our defenders are free to block as they wish. And they're not finding what they need. Maybe there'll be a unicorn in the near future. Maybe there'll be nothing. And then our hand is just so good against, an awkward draw. And that's a unicorn. I think we counter it and put both of these back in our deck. I could leave the coil there for the bolt, but it's just such a good card in this matchup that I'll take it. I'll use Radical Idea if they don't do anything, but if they do something small enough, I'll sizzle it away. Bodyguard, like the worst card in this matchup. Okay. That won't stop me from playing it. Hold on. If I draw a mountain here, we could just discard the bodyguard. Yeah, get rid of it. Stupid bodyguard. Okay, that's a nice draw. Eventually it'll be good, but it's not any good now. That's pretty good here. I'll leave this land back. Their hand might be filled with removal. Certainly they can kill this with direct current, but that does cost them a card. And 3 mana in a turn. Intervention, okay. Oh wow. Alright, getting real premium with their removal here. I should have played the land out in case they did that, like they did. That's fine. In fact, this might just work out better. I'll play this land, so we can capture something. Locksmith. Is that even worth capturing? No, I'll use another beacon bolt. Or, better yet, just don't even worry about it. That's a nice draw. I mean, Locksmith is good against defenders, but it's pretty bad against a lot of other random creatures. It just doesn't, its stats just don't stack up very well at all. If I find something really bad to discard, I will. Here I'm just cycling Hypothesisal. Not cycling it, using it as a divination style thing. Insight is good. Let's get down Chamber Sentry for 2. Really drive this game home. And I'll play another land. We have more lands in the deck. Insight will probably draw 2 more lands, and if it doesn't, that's even better. I could have done Insight first to try to draw counter magic. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, there's our graveyard. No. Whew, okay. I'll feel really silly if the counter magic's in the top 2. It's not, so I don't feel as silly. I guess it's just the first time the card appears in your graveyard, it lets you know. Thank goodness it doesn't do it every time you get priority or something. Alright. Guild Mage, and I could use another red source. And pass it back. And let the games begin. Let the experiments begin here. Unicorn. Didn't we already exile one? Yeah, they have 2 unicorns. And a Blade Instructor. Not bad. So we can capture that unicorn. And then wave this turn. There are haste creatures in that deck. Yeah, I'll attack here. The haste creatures are flying anyway, and I'm going to use the Insight to discard Island instead of using the Guild Mage. Hammer Dropper, okay. Play another creature and we can copy our Lava Coil. Could copy the Insight too, but that's not necessary. Oh, can we hold this up? There's not too much else we need to counter this turn. So how much is this? This is 5 mana. Yeah, I guess we can do it. So control here. Copy. Okay. So the copy will target the Shield Mate. Not a bad sequence there. We can always copy our Beacon Bolt too. They're down to 19. Hopefully we can win this match in time. Scout's fine. If it's just Scout, we can maybe attack through it. Their hand is filling up in the meantime, so they could think about cracking Frenzy, but if this game goes on too much longer, they'll just have a draw 7. Destroy it. Destroy it now. That's a great sign. Maybe they think they can pull a fast one on us. We want to get back Cover Up, Chamber Sentry. I guess the Bodyguard's not a terrible draw anymore. And Hypothesisal. Yeah, the Beacon Bolt's still big enough. I mean, we've got 5 instant and sorceries in Grexile. And target creature can't be blocked this turn. Well, I think we're just going to use the Guild Mage to draw a card, so we can attack with the Adept, and that's it. Yeah, it's actually wonderful that the Frenzy is gone. It was only a draw 4. Well, it was more than a draw 4 ultimately, but that turn. Okay, Luminous Bonds on the Frog. So then they have safe flyers for a while. Beacon Bolt copying Beacon Bolt, starting with Electromancer to get somewhat of a discount. So let's copy and target that, and swing 4. And they're out of stuff. We're out of stuff too, but we have creatures and a Guild Mage. They need to find removal for the Guild Mage. They do have some. Yep, there it is, Justice Strike. But they're still behind, and we can make all of our stuff unblockable. 6, and they have just over 2 turns here. Oh no. I don't even think they want to attack with that, but it's probably their only way to win. Bodyguard. That's too bad they got our Guild Mage. Ugh. I'm gonna play Bodyguard and attack for 4. And that should set up a win next turn. And it also lets us maybe block, because I don't see how they win here unless they have like, yeah, another piece of removal for the Electromancer and another 8 points of burn. Ah, cool match. Okay, on to the finals. All right, in the finals here, would you like to play first against Sam Pardee? Would I like to play first against a random opponent? No, let them go first. Especially with this hand. Oh no, if I was on the play, I'd probably mulligan. On the draw, I might keep this and then lose with it. Yeah, let's do that. It just doesn't do anything, but if we draw lots of lands, especially blue lands, it might have a chance. We lost, well, we had an awkward start with a hand like this already, but that can't happen twice, right? Not in the same tournament. Oh no. Well, Cosmotronic Wave might be good. Okay. At least we got over the first hurdle here. Come on, play more Skyline Scouts. I'd be surprised if they had a play here. Second main. Maybe not too surprised, but why would they play out their Sacred Foundry? Yeah, tapped first pre-combat. Anyway. Is there any reason not to Radical Idea on their turn? I don't think so. Can also make this into a 1/2. Rubble Belt Boar. Oh, maybe we should. Hold on. Radical Idea. And this will be a 1/4. Healing Salve. Okay, let's get a good blocker down. I don't know if that was worth it, but it was cute. And that's worth it in my book. Oh, this is not good. Oh no! How many good instants do we have here? Not enough. Oh no, now our Cosmotronic Wave can't even kill that. What are we gonna do? We could, okay, there's two lines here. We can discard Velocity to Radical Idea and hope there's an island on top. That's the best play if there is an island on top. But if there's not an island on top, that's the worst play. I think that the time for half measures is over. We might have to do that. Or what if an exile spell is on top? I think we have to get greedy here. It's another 4 in the air. We're definitely blocking with Electromancer, so that, if it even gets to, there has to be a land on top to win this game. So I think we take the riskier but higher payoff line, and it does not pay off, so we definitely lose now. But we're probably dead either way, right? Because we're not drawing a land next turn. So we'll have to use Radical Idea again to look for it. And we'll see what our next draw is. Maybe they have enough to kill us here. Sure Strike. That doesn't quite do it. Risk factor. Let's let them draw cards. Yeah, it was the wrong land too. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough. More than enough lethal creatures here. Cool. Well, I don't love these bodyguards. Wall of Mist is probably good enough. Halberdier is just a nice body to get on the ground. Is there anything else that's too slow? Yeah, the Sonic Assault and Velocity are too slow. So we can put in a couple more things. Cosmotronic Wave doesn't look great. Put in one bodyguard. Yeah, this looks fine. And I'll be on the play. I think we want to be on the play against this deck. They just seem too efficient at powering out, and we don't have enough ways to just kill multiple creatures at once. Like against our last opponent, Cosmotronic Wave was so good. It'd still have been wrong to be on the draw versus them, but I mean, when they have so many Skyline Scouts and Goblin Pikers, and we have 2 Cosmotronic Waves, just using it as Wrath of God seems very powerful. Okay. Yeah. So no blocks this turn. Hopefully we can catch them with Cosmotronic Wave. I'm sure they'd be happy to trade here. Unfortunate that they didn't tap out, unless they're going to play another one. Yes, okay. Maybe we will put the second copy of the Wave in. I'm not going to get more greedy than this. I'm going to use it. Use it now. Get that little 2-for-1 in there. And if they play two 1s this turn, I'll feel a little silly. But yeah, more likely it's a bigger guy. What to do here? Next turn can be very good. We can do like Cyclops and hold up cover up. This turn I think we just want to sizzle. Discard, you know. Discard cover up actually. Kind of a silly card to discard, but they are an aggro deck, so maybe it's not quite as bad. There's the 4/2. We have a blocker for it. We have counter magic. I don't want Electromancer to get into combat, so that's not going to happen. Whew. All right, I think we're okay. I think we're doing well here. We might have to capture. We might have to capture the Sergeant, because this is going to be a 3/2 first strike coming in, and that means shields are down. Or we can do the craziest invert plays ever. Maybe they're not the craziest ever, but they'll still be pretty good. Tap out so it really looks like we have something weird. Yeah, we'll just do this. Okay. Oh, this is going to be great. Just stay tuned. We have we have invert, which screws up their mentor. Here they come. Screws up the mentor. And then we get a free block there and a free block there with counter magic to back it up and switch these power and toughness. All right, check this out. No counter. 2 free blocks. Yeah, that was enough. That was a 1 mana 2 for 1. This card, apparently it's pretty good. Whew. Do we want the second Cosmotronic Wave? It might be better than something. But I don't think so. I don't think it's better than anything. Maybe it's better than the Locksmith. The Locksmith is a decent blocker for a 4/2 haste. But they're going to be on the play, so that kind of reset button. I should really put the Locksmith in. Oops, don't take that out. Well, we have 1 Cosmotronic Wave. That should do it. Don't need 2. Cool. This looks like a pretty aggressive start here. We have our Locksmith into Bodyguard. Torch Courier, that is hyper aggressive. That's almost like a mulligan that does 3 damage to us. No white yet. No blocks here. Wow, that is super aggressive. Let's get aggressive, which means Bodyguard. Attack them for 6. You can attack us for 1, we'll attack you for 6. How about that? Oh no, that's so good. Let's get rid of that Bodyguard. Hopefully they don't give something too good haste here. But I'm sure they'll have enough creatures, and if they do have other hasty creatures, then the bodyguard's not going to miss a beat. Aurelia. That would have been a nice one to counter. Short of that, I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to do if we don't counter that. Just lose to it, I guess. If we had another land, that might have helped out here. 3, Beacon Bolt doesn't do it. Oh god. Aurelia. Yeah. I wish we had the land here, but we don't. 9. Ugh. I could attack if we had land. Maybe I'm supposed to bluff. Lava coil kills it. Alright, we can do it. We're fine. We're fine. We're just going to play the Electromancer. And then we're fine. Everything's fine. 4, 6. 6 plus 7. So on board they can't kill us in 2 turns. That's nice. I'm not so sure they want to come in with the Torch Courier. They do want to come in. So let's double block it and hope that doesn't make things too hard for us. The 3/3s can attack into Aurelia, and they'll probably want to block that. Oh no! Oh, this is the worst. Oh, this is so bad. Okay. Alright. Trade the Torch Courier with the 3/2 Locksmith. Risk factor. Let them draw a million cards. Yeah, you can draw 6 cards. Well, this went from bad to worse. There was one chance to sort of bluff them or draw land. And unfortunately we didn't draw the land, so it had to be bluffing them. 6, I mean, we're just dead in the air next turn. 4, 5, 6. And if we attack, they can just take it all. And we just don't have an answer to Aurelia. They can risk factor again to draw a million cards. Tell you what, let's attack here and go out with one last bang. Double block there. Oh, interesting. Double block there. Alright. Oh no, it's still going to be enough. We have to not kill the witness. Oh, this is... How do we survive here? Or we could use Beacon Bolt to kill the token. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Because it's 6 right now. Or we could block it with the Cyclops. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing seems good. If they have nothing in their hand, which they do, then risk factor again to draw a few cards. Then we can block here, survive, and then attack them again. Boar. Ah, that's good enough. Shoot! Aurelia's a tough one to beat. Turn 4 on the play. Well, it wasn't turn 4, turn 5? Something like that. Ouch. Well, that's it. Sam Purdy got me in the finals with the Aurelia Risk Factor Boros deck. Quite the sight. I did like my deck. It had some play against this. Very few ways of dealing with Aurelia specifically that weren't 2-for-1s or, devious cover-up, but it just snuck in under our shields. So, thanks for watching, and good luck in your drafts.